What's good, y'all? It's your boy DJ TMac checking in with you. Want to say thank you so much for checking out this video, this great conversation between DJay Tiger of Fullblast Radio and myself. Really enjoyed this conversation. It's been a long time coming, something I had in my mind for a while. So I really appreciate DJay Tiger taking the time out of his busy schedule to sit down and have this hour-long conversation with me, even longer than an hour. We get into a lot of different topics and have a lot of fun. So please like and subscribe the video. Connect with DJay Tiger and myself below. I got the links below for everything. He's got a bunch of mashup projects and a lot going on. So make sure you check in, stay tuned, and connect. Enjoy the conversation. All right, everybody. What is going on? Back here, DJ TMac with another great DJ. First DJ to bless the station, the channel. Very glad to have him as the inaugural DJ. He goes by DJay Tiger. He's a DJ that has definitely influenced me over the past few years. You know, I haven't been DJing too long, but I just got turntables a little bit over a year ago, started streaming myself, and man, he is consistent with the streams, the blends, the mixtapes. I mean, the work just keeps coming. There's not enough time in the day to listen to all of it. You know, he's an entrepreneur. He's got Fullblast Radio, his own radio station. Like I mentioned, countless mashup projects and mixes. He's created a great community through his DJing online. Shout out to the tribe, you know, everybody in there. Just a great positive energy always going on in the streams. I could tell he's just a genuine human being, and I'm very excited to talk to him about DJing, hip hop, his entrepreneurial spirit, and whatever else we talk about. So DJay Tiger, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
T-Mac, salute, man. Thank you, man. I truly appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. You know, I've been waiting for a while to have this DJ conversation. I've been interviewing more independent hip hop artists recently because there's a lot going on in the underground scene, and you know, it's just cool to hear like the more traditional, classic style of hip hop and MCing. Right. So that's kind of what I've been doing recently, but it's great to, you know, gonna be getting a little maybe nerdy with some of the questions here and some tech talk. But
nerd out. I nerd out, man. You see Marvel on my head, so
hey, let's go. Let's go. All right, man. So I've originally connected with you and found you through YouTube when you were doing streaming on there. That was a little bit before COVID, I believe, even. But you know, that's become a very big thing as of recent. So how do you enjoy DJing online and the whole streaming aspect of it? And people, you know, this is a brand new thing really recently. So what's your take on what's going on and how do you enjoy it?
Well, I enjoy it a lot because I've been used to it since like 2000, maybe 2016. Before I'm in Georgia now, grew up on Long Island, and I was DJing on WSB, Stony Brook. We had a show, Battles on Radio, you know, all underground and classic hip hop. And we would have a lot of stars come through, Evil D. We'd have hip hop marathons, you know, for donations. So we'd have a lot of dope DJs coming through that was part of the culture. And I was always like, yo, let's set up we should set up like some type of live stream, have our own, you know, website. So when we do these interviews, people can see it. Because, you know, the visuals is more important too than the audio as well. But you know, it was a lot of like, the station was real old. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start my own online radio station. And, you know, DJ on it, this maybe early 2016, 2017. I had my YouTube since 2010. But I really started going hard then, you know what I mean? And right before I moved to Georgia, it was 2017. My first guest who I got was PMD of EPMD.
Wow. Yeah,
I was like, for me,
I believe I watched that. Yeah.
Okay.
I went back.
Shout out to my man Diamond, DJ Diamond. He now DJs for EPMD. Real good friend of mine, been friends for years. And DJ Goomba, who's Keith Murray's DJ, and they came through also. So it was a dope experience. So I was like, instead of keep complaining about what the radio ain't playing, because you know the radio, they're like 90% of the ratchet, and they give you an hour of, you know, the classic, you know, hip hop. So I said, I'm just start my own. So I started DJing online, you know, like I said, and then when I moved to Georgia, I had to kind of reinvent myself because, you know, I didn't know anyone down here. I was usually doing parties every week, you know, when I lived in Long Island. So I just started doing that just part time. I was working, but I would come home, do shows, and it just started building and building. I guess because the consistency just kept doing it, and then I would say right before COVID hit, it was really like I was like, man, this is kind of taking off. So I was really dedicating more and more time into it. Started meeting people that were coming in consistently, and we formed the Fullblast tribe. It was like 5 to 6 people, and then COVID hit, and then the rest. It was just everyone was home, so then it built up even more, and it built up so much that I had quit my job. I was working in a warehouse, and I was doing this full time. And Labor Day, it was like Labor Day 2020. It was like the first weekend where I started, and I'm still doing it now. So I'm loving it, man. I'm definitely loving it.
Yeah, it's fun. And the consistency, that's something that I mentioned. Like, it was crazy. The Woo Wednesday every week, Premiere Tuesday, or like Pete Rock, Gangstar, like all that classic stuff.
Yeah.
I work in the restaurant at night, and while I'm closing or the end of the night, I get to listen to that and just hear, the mixing and everything. And it's just great, man. It's just a good feeling, and I enjoy it a lot. So I know the tribe does too. So we just all from everybody, we want to say thank you for providing the entertainment.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. And like I said, like just you know you go through life, you're just doing your thing. You're working, whatever. But it's like, wow, when you hear it from someone like on the outside, when they see that, like, you saying, yo, Premiere Tuesdays every week, Wednesdays every week, like I'm like, wow, like that's dope, man. I'm humble and appreciative of
you make me want to step up my game and keep going. I gotta get back on my like weekly thing now.
I'm the same way. I watch other DJs and I'm like, I'll do an ill blend, then I'll watch something. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get back in the lab, like still sharp and still. So it's like it's always good to like have these DJs keep on your toes. You know what I mean? I'm like the same way. So
who are some of these other DJs that inspire you and push you? I mean, we were both in Selecta 720's thing yesterday. He was going crazy. I mean, it's just
that dude,
I have no words.
Like I said, I love all the other DJs, Beezus, Q the mixologist, Charisma, Selected, man. That dude's, I told him, I said, yo, you ain't human, man. And he's just a cool dude, you know what I mean? He's just demeanor and just everything about him, you know what I mean? That's what makes it even more like these people on Twitch are they good people, you know what I mean? And they're doing it for the people. And it's like you're giving people an outlet, for in these crazy times. And it's dope to see the support. That's Absolutely. What it's like. The Twitch. I wish I was on the Twitch earlier. I got on it the end of 2020, and that's because I was going through a lot of BS with YouTube with their, their copyright and all that that crap. So I had got a strike, and I couldn't stream for 3 months. So I was like, what? I'm just gonna go harder, on Twitch. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know and people were telling me like months ago, yo, get on Twitch. The DJ community is growing on there. And so never look back, man. Never look back. So it's real dope community.
So obviously Twitch seems like the preferred platform right now. There's a lot of cool ways that the people can interact and do things. Mixcloud also launched their streaming a little while ago. I tried that out when it first came out. So obviously Twitch it seems to be like the predominant platform right now to be streaming on. But do you still try to go out to everything? I know you kind of mix it up a little bit.
I was doing that at once. I was once streaming like simultaneously, YouTube, Mixcloud, Twitch, and even my Bandcamp. I didn't even realize Bandcamp you could stream live.
Oh wow!
But you have to charge like a minimum 99 cents or whatever. But I tried doing that, and like I said, Mixcloud is like, I guess it's because people don't really. I don't know if they don't know about it or they're just not, I guess, attracted to the platform, because I don't get that many people on the live in there. Some people will come in, or be some people that are already on my other platforms. There'd be times where maybe I get a few new people, but I guess it's like it's not like an attraction for people to go to. And Twitch is just got that, because it's Twitch is a gaming thing. Originally it was for the games. All the kids is on there streaming and stuff, and Now you can play games. I was just, when I got on with you, I was trying to interact a Family Feud game to play. You can put people on the screen and play family. It's like crazy. So, 'cause I know it's going to be getting cold. So, you know what I mean? Give some other things for people to do. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really cool. You know, Mixcloud is cool because, you know, they actually pay the artists. So that is a cool thing and concept that I'm with. But yeah, we do need to figure out a way to drive people to the platform more, because I record all my radio shows and, you know, mixes that I do out at the bar and stuff like that. And, you know, some get some plays and some get caught on, but I do like Mixcloud as a platform. But hey, Twitch has got it going on right now. So hopefully we could build up over there too. And I'm really looking forward to the raid train that is going down tomorrow. I appreciate you inviting me to that. That's going to be a really fun all day event.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I definitely can't wait. I felt good putting that together, and you know, everyone on there is a dope DJ, and you know, everyone's looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This interview is going to come out after it, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come. Shout out to people. Let them know where they can follow you and connect with you on the YouTube. I'll have all the links below, but shout out to anybody who's just listening, where they could find you at and how to connect with you.
Yeah, Fullblast Radio on all platforms, on YouTube, Twitch, Mixcloud, Instagram. I'm DJay Tiger on Instagram, and also Fullblast Radio. Twitter, I don't use that much, but I have a Fullblast_radio on Twitter. But if you just Google Fullblast Radio, you'll definitely find me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's out there playing good music 24/7. Go listen, people.
Thank you, man.
So I want to take it back to the beginning. What kind of first inspired you to start DJing? Like, what was your first setup like? I want to know what the jump off was.
Well, you know, it's dope because I know you from Long Island, so I know you know about Busy B in Massapequa. Before I went there, I got my real first turntable was like the Gemini. I had a Radio Shack mixer. But even before that, my father had a Lafayette record player. It was a wooden turntable, wooden bass, and I would just scratch the records, his records, on there. You know what I mean? I would plug it into I had a little double cassette radio, and I would make pause tapes, mix some stuff, pause it, mix some stuff. You know what I mean? And then the first record I remember buying was Run DMC's King of Rock. And I would just cut on that, you know. And from there, man, it just every now and then when I would get little money, I would go buy a record. Then I got a job. Then I was buying records. And, you know, before I know it, I was starting to get a little collection. And then people were like, I can't even remember what my first real party was, but, you know, someone asked me, oh, you want to, you know, do my party? And I started doing neighborhood parties in Huntington where I grew up. And before then, I mean, after that, it just kind of took off when I came back from college. And it just took off from there. Yep.
That's cool, man. So your first record being a Run DMC record, Jam Master Jay obviously had to be a big influence. Who were some of those other DJs that sort of caught your eye early on that really made you want to start, you know, scratching and getting into that element of hip hop?
The hip hop made me want to, like get into it. But when I saw Jazzy Jeff scratch on Video Music Box, he was scratching Houdini, Grandmaster D, If You Please, he was just bringing it back. I was like, oh, this dude is dope. If you please, if you please, if you please, faster. If you please, if you please, if you please, if you please, break it down. If you please, if you please, if you please, if you please. Hey, Jeff, get faster with it. If you please, you know what I mean? Him, the other guy from Philly, Cash Money, and then the mixtape dudes, Ron G. You know, that was a little later when I started hearing the blends. Then I was like, yo, these guys are taking different sounds from different songs and making their own mix out of it. So that definitely inspired me to do my blends.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing, blends forever. You know what I mean? I just love the creativity of taking something in, because it's like hip hop. You take in, an old funk or soul record, and you're making a beat, and you're making hip hop, someone rapping over it. But then DJ, you taking the records that are already made, and you're making your own blends to it. So it's like another step of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. I did one of those tapes myself a few years back, and it's just fun to I put Drake on a Bill Withers record. Like, I don't know, just like crazy things that you would never imagine together
until you hear it. Yeah, then you're like, oh.
Yeah. Putting Raekwon on some rock thing. Like, I don't know. It's just fun to mess around with that. Speaking of records and buying records, is there any way you could even guess how many records you have?
Well, I'm actually getting my collection back up. Unfortunately, when I moved down here, I was struggling for work. We went through some tough times, and I had about 15 crates of records, and I sold them. Had to pay the rent. Wow. You know what I mean? So, but now I don't know. I never thought about it, how many I have, but I gained a lot. My aunt and uncle had condensed their house, and they moved to a smaller house, and my uncle had a big record collection. Funk, R&B, few hip hop records, and they gave me their collection. And bro, nice. I was like that hit me, man. Like, and I'm like going through the records. I mean, they have. I got some right here. I can show you.
Yeah, man, break out some stuff. I want to see it.
Yeah, Aretha Franklin, Young, Gifted, and Black, the sample that Premier used on a '92 interlude.
Nice.
Anywhere from Impressions, Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, you name it, man. It's just, and like in good condition. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, wow, going through them. So, I'm still like, I put them in alphabetical order, but I'm still like, oh man, I don't know what I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Sometimes, when I'm cleaning out the shelf or something, I'm like, how should I organize it? Genre, by artist, time period. That's always a fun thing to work with. Do you have like a most prized or valuable record or something that you hold, close?
I got the JB's. It's the Red and Black album. James Brown. Pastor P's. It's got the Public Enemy sample on the Grunt.
Yeah,
also the Eric B. and Rakim, Ain't No Joke. And I mean, so many. James Brown is the godfather of hip hop. He's the foundation.
Amen.
So this one is really. I just
That's
thought
awesome.
Of that one. But I got De La Soul, The Grind Date.
Okay, nice.
Time Rising, so.
Yeah, De La Soul is my thing, you know what I mean? Being from Long Island, that's probably who I try to get I'm like, I got to get every album. We got a few of them. One that I have is actually it was like, I don't know exactly which project it was, but they went all over Jay Dilla beats. I think it was a Smell the Daisies or something like that. It was
it was kind of an unreleased but released joint.
Yeah, it's like a European print of it.
Dilla Plugged In is my favorite.
I found that, so I had to get that right when I saw
it. You got that on vinyl?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, nice.
Record Stop maybe in Patchogue is where I found it. That's a newer record store that's been around, but they have some like deep hip hop things. They got like a OC single from there. It's pretty. They got some cool stuff in there.
I'd have been over there if I was still on Long Island. Believe me.
Yeah, man. Patchogue has changed a lot. It's crazy, even since when I was in high school. There's DJs in every single bar there now. There's like 20 right on Main Street, all next to each other. It's really crazy, the kind of scene that's going on.
You remember the record store in Smithtown? It had closed down. It was the Cop Shop.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't know if maybe you were around when the Cop Shop. Yeah, man. I met Royce the 5'9" there. He came there. This was back when he dropped Death Is Certain. So this is going back.
Wow, that's cool.
Way before Slaughterhouse and stuff. So yeah, he came through there. They had a lot of people like come through there, and it was like a dope hip hop spot. And it would like if it had lasted through, I guess, the recession and everything, it would probably still be there and be even more popular.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy how vinyl is coming back now. I probably caught on to the wave a little bit before it started getting really popular, just because I was like, hip hop just made me want to be more interested and keep digging, listening to like KRS-One lectures and, just thinking about it in a different sense. It's not just the music sense, but all the elements aspect of it, the consciousness aspect of it. Like, it goes really deep, and we'll say that for another conversation. But my parents never had records, so I always, once I started, it was very addicting and I couldn't stop. And like I mentioned, just about a year ago, I got this pair of techniques and the mixer. So we really been going hard the past year doing it. But we talked a little bit about the, not really, but I just mentioned Patchogue is kind of popping with the DJs and the parties that are happening there.
And the concerts too, right?
Say that again?
The concerts that be going down, I think, in a Patchogue.
There was this place, the Emporium, for a while that had a lot of like big names coming out there. I'm not there too much now, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but actually Fabulous is going to be out at like the amphitheater in Farmingville, I think, soon. I saw that. Yeah, so now that I think things are opening up, there's going to be a lot of artists probably going anywhere they can, really.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to going to some shows, man. I've seen Raekwon is going out with I think Deck and Jizza, maybe.
Yeah, and he's celebrating all 3 of their albums. Oh,
they're gonna be in Atlanta. I might have to go see them in Boston.
Boston? Nice.
Yeah, that'll be the closest spot for me.
Nice.
So talk about the Long Island scene when you were kind of coming up. I mean, you said you were doing parties mostly every weekend. Like you said, it kind of just grew after the first one. Talk about like your come up and just kind of getting known. And I mentioned you have an entrepreneurial spirit. It looks like you're designing your merch and everything. You got the website, like you got a lot going on. So kind of talk about your grind and come up as a DJ.
Yeah. I just remember like, started DJing, people I knew in the neighborhood. Like I grew up in Huntington, Greenlawn, Huntington, and there was like 3 parts of Huntington that we would hang out in, like the hood part. It was South Huntington, Huntington Station, and Greenlawn. And I knew people from all 3, so people would start asking me, "Oh, you do my party? So I just started being the DJ that everyone asked me to, to do the parties. And, it was back then, it was rarely a fight, nothing crazy, shooting, stuff like that. People would just have fun. I remember doing house parties till 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Playing everything from hip hop, R&B, to house, the old school, the reggae. And it was just fun, man. And I guess as I grew with it, and then other people that I knew were doing their own thing, they started getting connected with maybe people in the industry. There's one guy I grew up with, Gerald Odom. He was Busta Rhymes' manager, and they had a Thanksgiving show where they would have people perform, and then he brought Busta Rhymes to perform at the Crazy Donkey. It was in Farmingdale.
Yeah, I remember the name of that club. I never been there, but I know the name.
Yeah, so he got me to be the DJ, and so that was dope. I met him, and I think Graf was there, and then from there, I got with a production company that were doing open mics, and then they would have someone that everyone knew performed. So I met like K Slay, Papoose, Remy. This was before like Papoose was like there, but it was like Papoose is like a lot more people know him now.
The real ones knew. Like the real ones knew.
Yeah. So it just started growing like that, like where people would like reach out, and then like I said, maybe the spring and summer I was doing a party, every weekend. It was someone I knew, or if it was at a spot, and then getting on with Battles on Radio at the college, that helped more. Started meeting even more. We met Breakbeat Lou, the founder of the Ultimate Breaks and Beats. Who else came through there? I think Boogie Blind came through there. Melstar, phenomenal DJ from Harlem. It just grew, and like I guess like when you're in it, you're doing it. You're having fun and you're doing it. But it's like now that like people are asking me, now I'm like rehashing it, and I'm like, man, I ran into this person. So it's like, man, I gotta write all this down, little DJ bio and stuff. But
hey, I'm happy to help document this and a little bit of it. It's it's something that I just enjoy doing. I just got a lot of questions, you know what I mean?
Right.
Something that really got me into hip hop was listening to Sway's show, Sway in the Morning, a lot. You know, I was
Nice.
working in
Yeah.
Farmingdale doing
Mhm.
estimating at a construction company, just kind of sitting in an office all day, and
Right.
you know, was able to just listen to that for 4 hours and get that knowledge and inspiration and hip hop. And he had different DJs on doing guest mixes all the time, and the resident DJ there, DJ Wonder, he was amazing, and he actually always did live streaming too on Instagram.
Okay.
That was I don't even know. It was a while ago though too. He was kind of early on the streaming over there, but
Yeah.
that was something that really inspired me. And you know, it's DJing it's just a lot of fun. It's more fun
It
than
is.
anything.
It is, man.
How would you say your style evolved over the years? I mean, you mentioned playing house parties and playing a wide variety of music. Were you always
Mhm.
playing this wide variety of music, or you know, how would you say your style has evolved over the years?
No, it's mainly East Coast hip hop, and it's not because I'm biased. It's just that when I grew up and I started buying records, the records that they were selling were from New York or New Jersey artists. You know what I mean? Because around the time, hip hop, in the late '80s and the early '90s, it was regional. On the radio, you didn't hear anything from the South or really West Coast until they really blew up, and then New York, lost its identity. But that's a whole nother story.
Mhm.
But yeah. So I would go in and buy, the latest Tribe, Onyx, Big Daddy Kane, LL, Rakim. You know what I mean? That was it, Nas. So I was just always buying that. JVC Force, Strong Island.
Yep.
So it was just all East Coast. So that's what I'm just like familiar with. Um, but then I loved also the R&B, the '90s R&B.
Mhm.
Um, but I guess the more parties I started doing, where I started to because with the clubs, you have your crowd, but then you have the younger crowd. So then they want you to play stuff that you don't really support. So I got away from the club scene. So
Mhm.
my thing was I wanted to start doing parties for the people I grew up with because they're listening to the music I listen to.
Mhm.
So that's when I started playing more of the R&B. But even though it was still hip hop, I was still more hip hop. I started playing R&B, classic house, reggae. But it really took off with me really digging into like the soul music, getting online and doing it because I guess it gave me time to really hone in on something other than just East Coast hip hop.
Mhm.
And then I
Mhm.
saw like when I saw Jazzy Jeff do this years ago, where he's playing the original sample, then he brings in the hip hop joint. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And it's
Mind-blowing
like,
stuff, right?
yeah, I'm like, yo, that's where he got it from. So I just started incorporating the sets, and then you get the reaction from the people like, oh, that's where that came from. Oh, that's where that came from. You know what I mean? Because like, a lot of people that aren't into the music, sometimes they don't know that it was a sample
Yeah.
and until they hear it. Because a lot of them are thinking that, maybe it was an original beat or whatever.
Hey, it took a while for me to realize that. It
Yeah.
wasn't I heard footsteps in the dark and I was like,
Right?
"Hold
Ice Cube.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on." You're kind of like I was kind of like heartbroken for a second, but I
Hmm.
was like, once you realize it, it's really an amazing thing.
Yeah. Yep. Because it's an like attachment. You know what I mean? It's like sewing it together, man. Like
Mhm.
it's just the art form that's where it came from, and then to actually play it, incorporate it in your set, it's dope. Like I've done all sample sets. I've done like a
Mm.
origin of Nasir Jones, where I played all the stuff he sampled from. I played
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
Gangstar, just all the Gangstar you know what I mean?
Classic stuff,
It's dope.
man.
Yeah, Bob James and
Mm.
bro,
Yeah, I love listening to the samples and finding the samples too.
yeah.
That happens to me a lot on Spotify. Like last year, my most listened to decade was like the 70s. And I was like
Mhm.
dying laughing at that just because it's easy to put on at work, and I discover a lot of samples that way. It's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
you hear it playing, right? You're just working on.
It's just in the background.
Sample comes in, you're like, oh, Premiere, chop that up. Like,
yep. My whole family laughs at me. I gotta like take a screenshot and like go get it later, and then try to blend it together. It's a lot of fun. Beautiful art form. It really is.
It is. So that's what made me get into more than just the hip hop, like doing that. So then I started like, a lot of that stuff is funky, man. Like it's you playing it like I'm like, I'm not even gonna bring in the rap joint. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna let this breathe.
Yeah.
So it was just, and there's so much of it out there still that
undiscovered,
digging,
right?
Like you said, it's like you're just constantly digging and finding it.
Yeah, man. I was going to bring this up a little later on, but I mean, how do you kind of consume new music nowadays? We talk about discovering samples, and, that's something that I almost want to do more than listen to new music. And with how much new music comes out nowadays, from the mainstream to the underground, the independent artists, it's hard to kind of know what to listen to sometimes as a DJ. So what do you kind of focus on? How do you consume music? How do you consume new albums? Talk about that.
It does help to have a like a monthly
like the streaming subscription.
Yeah. There's a guy that sends me music every month. He sends me albums of like, he just sent me a folder of like September releases.
Oh, okay.
But 3/4 of it is stuff I won't play. You know what I mean? It's that mumble rap, it's ratchet stuff. But there's stuff in there, and like, okay. So you got to find the time, you know what I mean? But what's dope about the internet, you can always look and find it. And then you have people to be like, yo, check this out. Yo, I got this new
off
joint
the recommendation.
From, you know what I mean? Paulo Brown, Sky Zoo just dropped, And it's cool that these guys are on Instagram because they're promoting their own stuff. A lot of these dudes are independent, and the record label isn't pushing it. They're pushing it themselves. So it's good that they do it, because then that's like, oh shoot, okay, he got something coming out. Then that makes me go get it. So it, but you gotta like definitely constantly keep up, because they're dropping his music dropping every day now. It's
so much. Artists drop so much too. It's hard to really consume the album and sit with it. Us being, kind of from the same ilk, we like the lyrical things, and, can sit with the album for a while and really want to get into the depth of it and know all about it. But, it's hard to keep up sometimes. And, as a DJ, even a newer DJ, I'm still trying to figure out where I need to be putting my time. Do I need to just be scratching? Do I need to be looking for new music? Like, it's hard to balance that. And
especially when, like, back in the days, like when the albums came out, it was a year or two before they dropped another album.
Yeah.
So you had time to soak it in, consume it, and that's why when people be saying something that dropped, oh man, it sounds like a classic. I'm like, bro, it just came out yesterday. Like, you didn't even soak it in yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that word classic is just thrown around too loosely now. So
absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, Tiger, let's talk about it. You're a DJ, producer. I mentioned entrepreneur. You'd be doing interviews. Like I mentioned, do you be designing your merch and the different graphics and everything like that also?
Yeah, man. Well, the sponsor, that's Real DJs Matter from the Ray Train. Like I did that. You see that
Shout out
right
Real
there.
DJs Matter. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love doing. I have my own press here. You know what I mean? And
oh wow,
I
nice.
my own like logo and stuff, man. Just keep everything in house, because it's like, if you want it done right, you want to do it yourself. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
yeah, it does take the time, because your focus is put on something else. But I don't know. I find a satisfaction out of doing it myself. I really do. So I design my mix covers. Matter of fact, yeah, you said I produce. I do beats. Me and my friend Samsung, Sounds of Samsung. He's from Long Island. We're dropping an EP. Hopefully this Friday.
Oh, nice.
So, and I did the beats on. It's like about five songs on there, and I did just finish the cover doing that. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. So
creative in many ways. It's fun. I like to do that too. I have my hand in a lot of different things. It's fun on Twitch, creating graphics for that and doing all the different things.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to have, you know, the options and the ability to do all that. And obviously you're creative in many ways, so it's dope that you can get it out in all these different outlets and doing it all in house. So that's cool, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Definitely, man.
I need to get on my merch game. I need to get some t-shirts and stuff out soon too.
Yeah,
I got
man, let me know.
I got the Master of the Boards t-shirt, I think. It's got like Large Professor, Q-Tip, Pete Rock. You had all the names and like
that's
the
what's
NPC
going down
on there.
Yeah, on Saturday. Yeah.
That one's fire.
Thank you.
So, you know, DJing is part of the core 4 elements of hip hop. Street entrepreneurialism is part of the extended list. Any other elements you dabble with? You know, we talk about producing a little bit. You b-boy, you get down, or you know, you write anything?
Nah, man, let me try to rap something because these dudes are just saying anything, getting paid. Let me try to rap something. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Stick to DJing.
Stick to
DJing. You know yeah. But nah, I mean, I collect comics. I'm a big comic book nerd. You know what I mean? Love Marvel. I'm a Marvel head. I used to draw back in the day. My oldest son, he's real. He's way better than me. But yeah, I used to draw. Do you remember the Mantronics cover? Needle to the Groove. It's looked like a club scene, and the guys.
If I see it, I'll remember it. Probably. I've probably seen it before. I know about Mantronics. Man, he's about to pull it out. This is real DJ stuff right here. Real DJ talk.
I think it's in my pile of records that I should have put back on the shelf. It's like a graffiti splash.
Okay.
And I drew it. You know, I looked at it and
oh, nice. Like recreated
way back in the days. Yeah, I used to draw and stuff. So
nice. Yeah, I used to draw myself. Yeah, that's cool.
Once I got into the DJing, I let that go.
Yeah. So talk about just DJing, you know, talk about the importance of a DJ. You know, there's many factors that came together at the right time to bring hip hop together. But you know, the DJ was a pretty integral part of it and keeping the parties going and everybody grooving and, you know, letting the people dance and providing music for the vibes. So kind of talk about the importance of the DJ and you know, how it's kind of changed over the years. It was kind of pushed to the back a little bit. Now we see a lot of DJs, you know, being able to do their own concerts and like tour and stuff like that. And you know, a lot of love on Twitch. So, you know, that was a fully loaded question there, but you know, talk about the importance of the DJ and kind of the evolution of the spot of the DJ.
I mean, yeah, I think that you have to do your own thing. I mean, you can get inspired and learn different things from different DJs, but if you have your own niche, you know, you'll stand out. Rob Swift, shout out to Rob Swift, he one of the X-Men executioners. He had just posted recently, he was like, DJs, he was like, there's DJs that once they learn the flare, and if they watching another DJ don't know how to flare, they're like, oh man, you don't know how to do the flare. And it's like, yo, maybe he don't know how to do the flare. He goes, maybe he does his own thing. He was like, just because you can do the same thing 100 other DJs can do, that doesn't make you stand out. He was like, stop trying to, you know, act like, you know, someone else and have your own niche about you. You know what I mean? And I got like a big salute from like a lot of DJs, you know. I've been wanting to try to do that flare, man. I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't think my hands are not that quick, you know. But I know I have my own thing, how I do parties. You know what I mean? I think I know how to read a room. I'm doing a party like live. You know what I mean? I've been in spots where I would look up in the DJ booth like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you know, to completely go from like one genre to the next with no type of transition to like make people stop and then leave the dance floor, like it's not good. You know what I mean? Like you gotta learn how to read the room, you know, especially like live, you know. When you're online, I think, you know, because the club thing is different. You know, you're trying to make people dance, you know, club. Not talking about like a lounge where everyone's chilling. You can kind of do your own thing. But that's what I like about the online Twitch, because you can really, you don't have to be pigeonholed and be like, okay, I gotta just keep making people dance. But if you're creative, you can make it work. I've seen Jazzy make it work. You know, I've seen Scratch make it work. You know, so it just all depends on how your mind is wired, how you can do it. But like I said, with Twitch, man, you can really like kind of just be free and just open and just, you know what I mean? Like I was DJing R&B one day, classic, and then I threw in I think a Hall & Oates joint because I played the De La joint, and then I just went right into 80s rock, and they was in there like, oh, yo, that's the joint, that's it, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, man, this music ain't no color. This is music, you know what I mean? So it was just dope to just, you know what I mean? Just kind of just do what you want on the internet without like no restrictions.
Yeah,
People appreciate that.
I enjoy that aspect a lot. You know, I DJ weekly at a bar out here, and it's kind of annoying sometimes, honestly. Like, you know, no request signs, but people just keep on coming up and they just won't let you work. And that's what they don't realize. Like the jukebox is over there, is available for 4 hours. Like I'm here to kind of do my thing right now.
Yeah.
And you know, people don't understand that, but Twitch is amazing for that aspect of it. You can even, you know, for me, I found I'm practicing and doing different types of sets and music and, you know, being able to experiment with different things and not have so much pressure, and the people enjoy it. They enjoy hearing something different. So I mean, shout out to everybody that's on Twitch and online that is supporting the DJs, because they're the reason why we want to keep coming back, right?
Definitely. I get up, man, I'm like, man, what am I going to do? And one of my friends, Kareem from the tribe, he was like, yo, your best sets is when you don't even make it into something specific. He was like, just freestyle it. And yo, my blends, not saying like the thought process of doing a blend on the fly, because that's what they call it blends on the fly when I'm doing them. And it's like, it's making you more creative, because you're like, I'm throwing the beat on and I'm like, damn, what can go with this while this other song is playing? So I got the other beat in my head, thinking of the pitch of it, and I'm going through the acapellas and I'm like, oh, this one works. You know, and then with these mixes, man, you can drop the beat into a loop and then bring the acapella in while the other song's playing. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what makes it even better, like the technology too, you know. But I've had it where the laptop, because I didn't have the fan on and I had it near the window and it got hot and it crashed. What I did is I went right into vinyl mode and
switch it up,
turn around and put a vinyl on until the laptop booted up.
That's amazing.
So it's good to still have, you know what I mean? You got to still keep the foundation, even though the technology works for you.
Yeah, man, that happened to me one time too. I was having an issue with my laptop and the hard drive. It just wasn't picking up the music. It's like, we're going live in a half hour. So we're pulling the vinyl out today. Doing a different experience. That's always fun. So let's talk about the sort of evolution and the innovation of being a DJ, because I mean, especially nowadays, you know, we're talking about streaming and everything. Knowing how to be an excellent DJ, blending, mixing, that's like the number one part about it. No questions asked. But to be successful nowadays, it seems like you need a lot more of these other tools, being able to like market yourself, come up with graphics and all these different things, or you need to be smart enough to be able to reach out and sort of build a team to help you get everything together. But, you know, DJs always had to be smart enough to hook up the sound equipment. You know, there's a lot that just goes into that by itself, just to get the sound to come out the speakers properly and get the levels right. But you know, Grandmaster Flash, he invented, you know, the quick mix theory and coming up with the like queuing system, and you know, Grand Wizard Theodore coming up with scratching. You know, DJs have always tried to push and evolve. I almost want to say like the sport or the art of DJing. And, you know, being able to adapt with technology is a huge thing as well. You know, it always changes, and we're able to do a lot more with, like you mentioned, blending the records and things like that. So just talk about having a DJ mind and being able to sort of adapt and grow with how things are always changing.
Yo, I always said like with a DJ, it's a DJ / engineer slash electrician slash graphic artist. Like we did it all, man. Like
It
you said,
encompasses everything.
yeah, when we plugged everything in, you had to do sound, you had to make sure it sounded right. You know what I mean? You had to make sure the outlet you was using wasn't gonna blow. You know what I mean? It was just so much stuff you had to think about, but it wasn't like a pressure thing to think about. It was just like, this is what we do. You know what I mean? It's like huh?
It comes with the job, with the territory.
It comes with the job. Yup. It's like, you know, you drive a car, you know, you press the gas, press the brake. You're not looking for kudos for that. Nah, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, this is what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And but with the evolution of it, man, I mean, I saw it changing, and I was mad at first because, you know, the going consensus out there was like they're trying to get rid of the quote unquote real DJs, you know, with the turntable, because it was like the turntable production slowed almost to a halt, and then they started, the CDJs came out, and then the one piece things came out with the little, you know,
just like the little wheels
turntables on it. Yeah, little wheels on it. Yeah. And it was like they were trying to make it obsolete. So it wasn't like they were adding on to it. It was like they were trying to make it obsolete. And I got mad, you know, and then you know, I conformed a little bit, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I started getting my music on MP3s. I bought two little Pioneer CDJs because they played MP3s. So I would load a disc up with MP, because you could put a lot MP3s on a CD in regular format. And I'd have a folder. But I had my turntable. I still kept them. I was like, you know what? I had sold one, but then I had two other ones. I said, I'm just gonna keep them. And then it was one day, I don't know what it was. Something happened where I was like, you know what? They have this controller now. It was before Serato. It was I forgot the name of it. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna hook my turntables back it up, and I'm getting rid of these. I went on that site, I forgot the name of the site, and I sold my CDJs. Some guy came and picked them up. And I was like, you know what? And I painted my turntables, and I hooked them back up, and I started, you know, using the turntables again. Heard they had the control vinyl. So I said, you know, I'm gonna get these. And then right when I did that, Serato came out. I was like, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden, 1200s was back in production, you know. Then Pioneer
full force.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, vinyl started coming back. So I was glad that I did it, you know, at that time and kept with the turntables. But like I said, the technology is dope. I'm not downing anyone that don't use them, because it's what you put out. Because I've seen DJs that have the dopest equipment and they can't do a transition to save their lives. But I've seen DJs that they just DJ on some regular and blow your mind. You know, we used to put pennies on top of the needles so it prevent from skipping on a record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had an amp I had a Sony stereo receiver, not even an amp, you know, on those rack systems. That blew on me, smoke coming out of it. You know what I mean? Doing a party, I did. You know what I mean? So we went through it all. Used wooden speakers. So and we still did the party. I DJ'd all night with those. You know what I mean? Now they have 4 or 5 DJs in a club in one night. You know, they rotate. They DJ for an hour, and another dude gets on. I'm like, bro, I've DJ'd from 8 at night to 4 in the morning with no problem. You know what I mean? But I understand the new era is the promoters. That's a lot of things. Get a lot of the shady promoters. Want to throw you $50 and free drinks. You know what I mean? So it was a lot that was going into that too with the DJ too, and that's what got me away from the club stuff.
Yeah, I
feel
feel that.
More crazy stuff happening in the clubs, fighting, shooting. I was like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, you know? Chill with all that. All that. We trying to play good music, just bring good vibes, you know, make the people move. And
we want no negativity.
It's cool that on the internet, people that don't even aren't near you, that wouldn't be able to get to the club anyway, they can enjoy it from, you know, their own house now and kind of groove along.
Yeah,
that's really, even the world, you know, it's crazy. People are like, oh, I'm from Turkey. Like, what are you doing in here? How'd you find this?
So many people, man. dude coming in from England, Brazil, Japan, Russia. A few dudes coming from Russia.
Wow.
It's dope. Germany, France
All,
is yeah.
all just for the music, you know.
Just for the
It's
music,
it's what
man.
connects everybody. It's amazing.
Yep. It is, man.
Do you have a favorite like blend or mashup project that you've done? I mean, you have so many, but does like one stick out to you that's your favorite, or you have a few?
The Biggie James Brown one I did, the
Yeah,
Notorious
yeah.
James Brown.
That one
What's
sticks
crazy
out.
was Amerigo Gazaway. Big shout out to him. He's another dope mashup DJ. He
Mhm.
had did one, and it was like an EP. It was like 3 and 4 songs. And at the time, I had did like 2. I had did the Unbelievable Funk, and then the Big Papa one. Papa Don't Take No Mess. I called it Big Papa Don't Take No Mess.
Mm.
And then I decided to make an album out of it. And then he had released the album. I was like, oh shoot. But it was dope to hear how he did his.
Yeah,
versus how I did
yeah.
mine. You know what I mean? So it's like different too. So it's dope. So that's one of my favorite ones. Another one of my favorite ones from him is the Common and Stevie, a Common Wonder.
Oh, okay.
Stevie Wonder and Common. Oh, that one was dope too. But one of my other favorite ones I did the Nas and Pete Rock.
Okay.
What I did Illmatic Soul. Yeah.
Illmatic Soul. Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, I love Pete Rock, man. That's the dude right there, man. Like him, Premier, Large Pro, you know, those are Dilla, of course. You see, you know,
Legends.
Those are the legends right there, man. They're the Mount Rushmore right there.
Absolutely. Those are probably who I got the most vinyls of, you know what I mean? Instrumental albums, you know. I love messing with that. I feel like that's something that's missing a lot from hip hop today, especially from people dropping new music, is you know, the instrumentals or the acapellas to let these DJs mash them up and do more with them. We're definitely missing that nowadays, right?
And that's what I'm glad you said it, because that's what got me into doing the masters, because I would always buy the singles. I would hardly buy albums because the grooves were thinner and they would skip if you scratched them. So I would always buy, but I'd kind of miss out on album cuts. But the singles always had acapellas and instrumentals. So I'd be like, oh man. So I would blend it. So that's what got me into blending too. So glad you said that.
That's awesome.
I would listen to I mean, I know you just listen to Pete Rock, Dilla beats. You don't have to hear no lyrics on them. That's how dope the beats are. I could just listen to their beats for hours.
Yeah, man. There's this Large Professor beat tape. I don't know. It's escaping my mind right now, but it's just so smooth, man. I could just listen to that. All of them all day, but this Large Professor one recently I've been on.
Yeah.
What is your process sort of when you're creating a project like that? Do you just sort of create one song, like you mentioned, on the fly, and you're like, oh, let me go back to that and let me see if I could build more? What's your process like when you put together a project like that?
That's happened where like I'm just doing a mix of funny. Yeah, I'll give you a prime example. I was playing house, and Kareem, he's a dude in the tribe. He was like, yo, Ty, I wonder if that sound like you blended Wu-Tang house. So I threw in Daytona 500 and the Soho hot music. After I did that, the next 3 days, I banged out 9 more house joints over Wu-Tang.
Wow.
So it happens like that. Like I'm not even thinking about a project until someone else inspires me.
Just getting the inspiration for it.
I'm getting inspiration from some other people. But that's happened. Like I'll sit there and be like, damn, let me think of a project to do, and maybe I'll do a one-off blend just because I wanted to mix it. But then I'll come back months later and be like, oh shoot, I got an instrumental now from Barry White from this unreleased thing I found. I'll put something out to that. Then I'm like, oh shoot, I got 3, because I'm working on a Barry White one now. I got 3 Barry White joints. So now I'm putting together a whole project. So it happens like that too.
Nice,
but
man.
There's times where I'm like, oh yeah, I want to take these beats from this guy and these acapellas and make a project like that. But,
yeah, it's tough to find them digitally. You know, do you belong to any record pools? I know you said there's a guy that like kind of sends you music. Is that sort of like a record pool? Do you belong to any of those things online?
Yeah, because you could actually go on his site. And he has the links. I just happen to be in the email distribution list, and he sends it free. But I'm on the I think it's the Beat Junkies record pool.
I
I think it's
I had that for a little while.
yeah. And but real talk, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people, producers, have been releasing stems of artists. I guess after all these years, the studios are releasing acapellas that were never released, or um stems. I have a Snoop Dogg. What's my name from Doggy Style? I have his acapella. Then I have the instrumental. Then I have the instrumental with no bass line. Then I have him rhyming over just the bass line. You know what I mean? So they release stems and
way different versions.
I go on on YouTube, grab them. So a lot of them, a lot, and there's a lot of people that do those DIYs, and some of them are good, but some of them you can't really
mostly
blend.
Mostly iffy. The ones that I found, I just get rid of them.
yeah. But there's a site, Acapellas for You, that I use. You give you 30 free downloads a month. If you post in there, I think they give you more, but I just go in there, try to find something that I don't have. Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't.
Okay, acapellas for You. Taking notes, take notes, DJs. This is big gems right here. We appreciate it.
No doubt. Acapellas for the number 4, and then U, the letter U. Yeah.
Okay, we're definitely gonna check that out. I need to get on my mashup game again. I got a couple in the stash. Maybe I'll play some tomorrow. That would be fun to
no doubt
to get into.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something to play too. I'm like, I want to do something new.
Yeah, this is Flavor in Your Ear Radio, by the way. Big inspiration from Craig Mack, another one from Long Island.
Oh yeah.
DJay TMac. It just all relates. It's just all in the universe. So this is Flavor in Your Ear Radio.
Flavor in Your Ear Radio. Dope.
So always bringing the flavor. I don't know. I might even set up the green screen tomorrow and bring him to the restaurant. I got a nice setup. It looks like I'm at the counter at my family's restaurant. That's always a fun one. Can play with that a little bit.
That'd be dope, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's get to speaking of Flavor in Your Ear Radio. I always like to ask people, some food questions. Being from Long Island, New York, it's a big pizza spot. I make pizza. Flavor in Your Ear Radio. You see, we got the vinyl on one, the pizza on the other table.
Yeah, man.
It all relates. But do you have a go-to pizza spot? Do you remember in Long Island, or even like where you're at now, like good slice joint, or where you just had the good cheese pie or Sicilian? What did you like? Or are you not a pizza person? What's your like go-to food spot?
Yeah. There was a spot in Huntington Village, man, because I ain't been there in years, and I freaking found the name, but it's a famous spot right on the corner of Main Street, Huntington Village. Is it Little Vincent's?
I was gonna say there's a Vincent's over there. Yeah, Little Vincent's.
Yeah, man.
Cold cheese slice.
Dope. Yeah, man. Like you hang out and then you go there. Everyone goes there. It's like 2 a.m. and he's packed. You But here there's a Fratelli's here, and they're from I think they're from Long Island. They're from New York. Italian. That's pizza here so far. There's also a Johnny's New York style pizza that's pretty good here too. They got some good spots down here that there's New Yorkers that came down here and brought the flavor. So
exactly, we're everywhere, man.
Yeah.
We had to bring it out to Cape Cod. So, hey, any of the tribe, if you're in Massachusetts, come on out to Cape Cod. Good Eats on 6.
Okay.
Tell them DJ T-Mac sent you. I'll make you something nice. All right.
No doubt. What's the name's in Rhode Island? I'll let them know.
Yeah. Who do I don't know. There's somebody I communicate with a little bit that they're out here. I know. So hopefully, hey, anybody come on out, make some food, and then we'll DJ later on.
Thanks.
Do you have so just some different like hip hop questions? Can you list for me like your top 5 favorite hip hop groups of all time? People do top 5 MCs a lot, but groups is a huge thing. We talk De La, Wu, Tribe, Outkast. Do you have like a top 5 groups that you can name off for us?
I can't give you a number order because
okay.
You know why? Because I always end up leaving someone out because we just had so many dope MCs back then. You know what I mean? But right off the top, you said Tribe and Wu-Tang right there. Tribe, Wu-Tang, De La, Gangstar, Mobb Deep,
Gangstar,
Eric B. and Rakim,
of course, EPMD.
EPM, yeah. See, EPMD.
The list, it's too long. 5 is not enough. We'll go to 10. We'll extend it to 10.
And I don't, and with me, like with because people have these debates, like the top, greatest MCs. I feel it's subjective. Like I don't get into the debates because people are like, nah, he can't be the best because he didn't sold that many, which is stupid. Then it's like, well, his last 3 albums, you didn't really buy those. Is he really, you know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it's all about what the MC did for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
Off the
it
top
is a
of
personal thing.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, without even thinking about it, I could name my top 3. I say KRS-One, Rakim, and Nas, and I can put them in any different order. And then there's Guru, then there's Ghostface, then there's Kane. You know what I mean? Then there's Biggie. Then you know what I mean? Then it just, to me, it's like everyone is a GOAT in their own right, like what they brought to the game.
Absolutely.
LL was killing it. You know what I mean? Even if his last album was pure, doo-doo, you know what I mean? But he's a legend. You can't deny that,
Absolutely.
So I just feel that they're all legends in their own right. And I can't be like, this one's really better than the other. Now, someone throws in someone stupid, like Tekashi or something, then they just trolling, then you being an idiot.
No, we're not even in that conversation with that.
Yeah. And then it's like, you got to get you out of here.
Yeah, you blocked.
Yeah, so I just have my favorites, and it's not in like an order. It's just, these are just my top dope dudes.
I appreciate that.
I can say Mount Rushmore. I had put a question up saying, who do you think would be the Mount Rushmore of top 4? And I had said, is it Rakim, KRS, Kool G Rap, and Kane, or Nas, Tupac, Jay-Z, and Biggie? And I said the first 4 because they are the forefathers of the second 4.
Mm-hmm.
The second 4 wouldn't be them without the top 4.
Exactly.
And there's no disrespect to the Jays and the Big, because obviously, they did more. You know what I mean? Because they came in at a time where obviously there was more money involved in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But y'all know if those 4 came out at the same time as they came out,
that would be interesting. That's an interesting thing to think about. Yeah. So, the artists coming out in different eras, like Rakim coming out today, like, imagine what that would sound like, what kind of different element he would bring to like what it sounds like today. I actually saw him perform, him and Eric B, a few years ago in Huntington. We keep coming back to Huntington. Mm-hmm. I seen them perform there. That was pretty classic stuff.
I seen him at SOBs, Rakim. Yeah.
Oh,
so cool. I saw Rain Ghost at the 20th anniversary of the Purple Tape at right in I forgot the name of that theater right there in
is that Irving Plaza or something like that?
What's that?
Like Irving Plaza or something like that?
Oh no, this was in Huntington.
Oh, in
Huntington Village on Long Island.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the theater, but that was dope.
Nice. Yeah, my brother went to that. I think in the city. That tour. He said that was fun. Do you have a favorite show that you've been to, that, or like a favorite hip hop moment like that you've been a part of or that you've seen?
Oh, I DJ'd. You said that Fabulous and a couple of people are going to be at the Farmingville Penny Saver. We did a old school mega jam in 2012, and I was the DJ for it, but not for the artists. It was for like playing the music, and then when they perform
in between
they
sets,
have their own
almost.
DJ. Bro, it was I did it with the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins. They once DJ'd for Naughty by Nature on the road.
Okay.
Dope, 2 twin DJs. Dope, from Strong Island. So it was them and DJ Goomba was DJing for Keith Murray. So Keith Murray was there, EPMD and DJ Scratch were there, Chubb Rock, Nucleus, the Jungle Brothers, Nice and Smooth.
Ooh.
Who else? I'm leaving someone out. Dana Dane.
Damn.
And I forgot who else. It was someone else, but that was dope, man. Just being right there with all those MCs grew up listening to, man, and to be able to do that with them, that was a dope experience.
That sounds legendary. That's
old school
legendary.
mega jam. Yeah, 2012. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, just another random question. Do you have a favorite Wu member? We talked about groups and stuff, but let's bring it down to the Wu. You have a favorite Wu member?
Well, to me, Ghostface been the most consistent.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Method's been going hard as of late too.
Yo, Meth might be my favorite right now because Meth it seems like he got better.
Right?
With age, for real. Like, you heard the one.
Tightened it up.
When he was on Sway with Black Thought.
That was a crazy.
Bro, for him to kind of outshine Black Thought. Woo. He killed
serious.
Yeah, so, yeah, you might be right. It might be Meth right now, but, bro, they Inspector Deck, Jizza, those two are just, they're on another level. And they're always the slept-on ones, but to me, those dudes are the illest, metaphysical, lyrical, you know what I mean? Like, they really, you got to really pay attention.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But that whole group, man, they're just legends, man. They're just legends. Like, but, yeah, I would say Ghostface and Meth.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, it could be any day is you know, depending on what album you're listening to or what verse you hear, you know, they're all interchangeable. So, you know, that's dope. Are you watching the Hulu series that they have now? What do you think about it?
I like it, man. I like it. Episode we actually had a recap on YouTube. We're gonna do a one at the end of the season.
Oh, nice.
For the episodes. Yeah, we liking how they incorporating the lyrics like into like the story. Like, I mean, well, they took what was happen in life, and you heard it in their songs. Like, oh shoot, that's why he said that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. So, that, and you know, like the last episode I saw was when they were on the boat and the guy was playing the violin.
Oh yeah,
it was like the triumph.
Reunited, yeah.
Or reunited. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was like a clue. Like, okay, this is when they're gonna,
Yeah, it's cool. People can appreciate it for different things because I'm sure there's a lot of younger people, or like my girl, you know, she don't know all the lyrics and everything, but she catches on some things, and I'm like, oh, he said that lyric in this song. So
yeah,
it's another fun like game to play. It's just, you know, part of hip hop culture, really. You know, sample and references really throughout music,
exactly,
and film now, which is pretty cool. We're getting a lot more stories on film and movies.
You need that.
Is there a movie or like a story that you want to see more in detail? Maybe a group from Long Island or an artist from Long Island. You know, NWA came out with theirs. Who do you want to see, you know, more in detail?
I want to see, I was talking to Grap Lover. Shout out to Grap Lover. He's Pete Rock's youngest brother. He's part of the tribe. I wanted them to put together Mount Vernon. Ooh. That needs to be told, man. They don't get the shine like they should. You know what I mean? I think they should be. I said, yo, y'all should make a Netflix documentary, Mount Vernon. I mean, I'll be sure Pete Rock. You know what I mean? Heavy D, legend. You know what I mean? I think that needs to be told like on one of these biggest, you know, scales. Just like that last Biggie one was dope.
Yeah, that was like a different perspective on it.
It was, and I thought it was gonna be the same old. Oh man, who killed him? Whatever. And they only had like maybe 5 minutes of Tupac in it, but it was like never before seen footage. That, you know what I mean? So something like that, I think would be dope.
BET did a few last year, right? With like Master P and the Rough Riders. They did a pretty good job of doing like a documentary series on that. They had some pretty good ones. But all right, let's put that into the universe then.
Put that in Mount Vernon, man.
The Mount Vernon
4 square miles. Yeah, man. They had legends coming out of there, you know? And it's like he was telling me people that came there. I didn't know they was from Mount Vernon. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? So it definitely needs to be told.
Speaking of things that we want to see, you know, Versus is a thing that's happening a lot now. I'm sure you enjoyed that. Do you like this Versus thing that's happening?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, you know, there's some that I could have did without.
Of course.
You know, but I'm waiting for Rakim and Kane, man. I mean, I'm not, you know.
That's the dream matchup.
Yeah, man. I'm not satisfied right now.
Hey, okay.
I mean, I love the Ray and Ghost. That was dope. Of course, Meth and Red. The Locks.
That one was fun.
So
yeah, that one was crazy.
Hip hop is really supposed to be about. Get your mind out of that money and flashy. It ain't about that. It's about getting on that mic and spitting. You know what I mean? And that was dope. That was just, I love that for New York and he showed what it was supposed to be. And
yeah, they proved something that night. That was a lot of fun to watch.
And I think they proved what we knew already. It was just on a grander scale.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got people
they were
like, oh,
able to
man,
present it.
Jadakiss is, he's underrated. Like, oh man, we knew Jada was dope. It's just seeing it in full live form for the world to see it was just dope. It was good that they got them flowers,
I like that they have a crowd now, and it's more of a performance instead of them just kind of being in a room with like their teams and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like the more performance and concert aspect,
and that
of it
adds
too.
to the competition now. Because before it was just
a crowd really
celebrating
cheering.
the music, which is cool with the R&B because they're not gonna battle the R&B, especially the older acts. But with the MCs, that's what hip hop is about. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna show out in front of everyone.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool to have this sort of battle element back in hip hop and on this sort of grand of a scale, right? Because there's always less known things going on. A lot of battles, DJing, the battle rap scene is this whole own world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
which is dope.
It's cool to see Versus having some legends getting a platform to do that, and us as fans getting to enjoy it again.
Yeah, especially when they bring out surprise people. You know what I mean? That's pretty dope. Like when he brought out RZA during the memory, like you always wait, like, yo, are they gonna bring him out? Because the record. You know what I mean? I was hoping Nas was gonna come out when he put Verbal Intercourse, like.
Damn,
you know what I mean? Like
that would have been fun.
It would shut it down, But
I'm waiting for the Diddy and Dr. Dre. That one would be ill. The producer battle.
I just think those dudes' egos are so big, man. Like Dre won't do it. I don't think Dre. I think he's like, because Swiss said that when they was first doing it in the beginning, when they were having the technical issues, because Instagram wasn't for that, it wasn't wired for that. He said, yeah, Dre hit him and was like, bro, you want me to do that on that? Like, he kind of like turned his nose up to it. You know what I mean?
I think it's very specific circumstances and plans that will be laid out that it will be, top tier and up to his par and level. Hopefully, that would be fun to see, and talk about people coming out on the surprises. That sounds like it would be a great concert and show to be at.
Yeah, it would be big. Trust me. I'm not gonna sit here and say it won't. I'm just thinking, I guess in my head, like who I want to see, like next. Like, yeah, I'm.
Kane and Rakim, though. I mean, that's right there. That's some classics thing that I would want to see as well. Yeah. Definitely.
I want to see RZA and Primo Part 2.
Ooh, Part 2? Yeah, let's do it.
Because the first one, they were having on the technical issues. And for them to do that now, man, they got so many records that they don't have to repeat what they even played,
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm looking forward. I think RZA and DJ Scratch have a project coming out together.
Yes.
Did you hear about that Saturday afternoon Kung Fu, I think?
Scratch announced it. Yep.
That's going to be something fun to look forward to. Bobby Digital coming back.
Yeah, right? Bobby Digital.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about gear. I want to know kind of what's your newest DJ toy that you have that you're messing around with, or did you get a new mixer recently, or what's like the newest thing you got?
I got this a few months ago, the S9, which is it's not the newest one, but I ain't paying $2,000 for no mixer right now.
It's crazy how much the mixers go for.
I'm paying on this one myself, and this is a used one. But before that, I still have this one. The Newmark Scratch, which is nice. It's a dope one. It's a nice one.
That's what I'm working with.
You got the Newmark Scratch, right?
Yep. That's nice, what I got. Right? Yeah, it does the job.
It do the job. Yeah, and it's a good price. I got these custom thing. I actually ordered one for this.
Yeah, I like your custom setup, man. The different colors, like you got it matching. It's really dope.
You got to put full blast on everything.
Full blast.
I still got awesome. The Technique 12s. These are New York Knicks colors, not Mets colors. So Tigress, she's a Mets fan. She'll say they're Mets colors. And I always got to tell her, no, stop.
Knicks.
Right. Yeah, because I'm a Yankees fan. So they ain't not Mets colors.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Now everybody know. I heard you say it before. I think probably somebody mentioned it in the stream, right? You had to correct them.
Yeah, she like to mess with me with that.
That's funny, man.
But so I'm liking this mixer. I know there's still so much stuff you can do with it. Still learning it. But it's pretty dope. I want to know do you know if there's any better the butter rugs to use for the, Because I don't know, I'm getting like a drag on this turntable compared to this one. I don't know, maybe it could be the platter, but I feel that the vinyl kind of sticks to it, kind of. I don't know, or maybe it's the what do you call it? The
sometimes like just static. There's like a static issue that happens.
Okay. So
yeah, I think that I have like a brush, like an anti-static brush or something like that.
Get that. Okay.
That kind of, you could tell right when it sticks when you try to like take it up off of it. So
yeah, it sticks right with it.
Static electricity, there's so many wires and plugs going on.
Yeah,
it's crazy sometimes. It'll drive you crazy trying to get the sound to come out right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Got wires all over the place.
All right, Tiger. So as we kind of wrap up this conversation, I want to say thank you again.
No doubt, brother.
You said you have an EP coming out soon with who is it again?
Sam's son, and it's called Circumstantial Evidence.
Circumstantial Evidence. All right, so we're going to be on the lookout for that. Anything else that the tribe should be looking out for? We got the weekly streams, daily streams, I'll say. What should the people be looking out for?
I got a few mashups coming down the pipeline real soon. We're gonna do our own verses.
Ooh, yeah, I remember you had a couple of those, like the tribe member verses, right?
Oh yeah. When we did, we
that was fun.
Get back to doing that too.
That was fun.
Get back to doing that. I had a one I wanted to do a Curtis Mayfield and Isaac Hayes tribute, but playing like both of their songs back to back, kind of like a versus type thing.
That's a vibe.
Yeah. So that's gonna come. I also have I got a blackboard over there. I mean a whiteboard, and I like write stuff down because I forget. This Saturday we got the Songathon, Music of Pete Rock, Premier, Large Pro, and Q-Tip.
Okay.
That's our monthly donation thing. People donate, request a song by any of those artists, and it's pretty dope because people get to dig in and make place. I've gotten a lot of music that I didn't have, with these songathons
from the people.
Yeah, because then they pull out stuff you didn't hear or you forgot about. It's like, oh shoot, I remember that joint. You know what I mean? So
nice.
It's been dope doing those. So looking forward to that. That's gonna be all day this Saturday.
Cool. I'll definitely promote that. I'll blast that out.
Oh, appreciate it. And right now I still got streaming. I got the Jada Blackout Part 2, which is all blends. I did a Blackout Part 1, which is like the best of Jada. It's like a 2-hour mix. I did that last year, and I got more views because of what he did to Dipset.
Oh, came back.
So nice. Yeah, so I did a Jada Blackout Volume 2, but it's blends, like him and the Locks. So that one's still streaming right now. So
nice.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we're going to be on the lookout for sure. Tiger, shout out again. Well, everybody can follow at Fullblast Radio and at DJay Tiger. I also have all the links below. Fullblastradio.com also, right?
Yes. And also DJayTiger.com is where you can get my mixes.
Oh, okay. I was looking for them.
I left alone for a while.
Okay, so check that out. I'm gonna have all the links below. I'm gonna have to get a new mashup tape myself. I'll have to go get another one.
No doubt.
Keep the inspiration flowing. I'll be tuned in. We'll be rocking it tomorrow. I'm actually gonna hop on after here to make sure my sound and setup and everything is okay for tomorrow, and we'll be rocking it.
No doubt, man. Yo, appreciate this, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. Tiger, thank you so much for joining me and right here on Flavor in the Ear Radio. I look forward to having another conversation because, we could talk about music and setup and things for a while, but we'll leave this one here and I look forward to the next conversation.
No doubt. You listening to Flavor in Your Ear Radio, TMac the DJ. This is DJay Tiger, Fullblast Radio. Peace.